Hello, have you ever wondered how to get to your clients and how to get through business Google Ads? Why, why should a buyer persona matters for Google Ads? Google Ads account is ready to launch. Everything you need to get your first campaign up and running. There is a targeting plan, an audience list, and even a smart building strategy already set up for you. This means you can dive right into setting up your first campaign and get set up campaign in no time. If your Google Ads and or currently manage one of a small campaign in another third-party platform, the ease of setup might feel like a burden rather than a blessing. You might wonder why so much is already set up for you when there is plenty more settings to consider before getting started. It turns out this streamlined setup process is a part of the newest version of Google Ads and help advertisers create better campaigns faster with less effort. That's great news if you are just getting started, but also means that you're some additional things to do. This new system as much as possible from day one. First of all, why should you create a sound business persona and why it matters for Google Ads? Google Ads has a lot of bells and whistles that can help you save time, increase conversions, and drive more revenue from your online business. But then you're first setting up everything, the sheer number of possible options can be overwhelming. The best thing you can do to set yourself up for success is to nail down an effective buyer persona for your product or service. Before you dive into any other details of your Google Ads, make sure you have a crystal clear picture in your head of who makes up your target customer base and if why they would buy from you instead from your competitors. Define your audience before your ad campaign. You can create an audience list of potential customers directly inside Google Ads account setup process. You can also create one in a targeting section of campaigns what is live. Doing so helps you to get better visual idea of how you're reaching out to and how they might respond to your specific ads. You can then use this information to inform your ad creative and your targeting strategy to reach as many of these specific audiences as possible. It's also good to keep in mind that you can add or remove members of an audience list at any time, even after a campaign has already launched. Google Beats strategy. Have you heard about it? How does it work? Google Smart Bidding strategy is enabled by default to all of the new campaigns. This means that you don't have to worry about manually adjusting the bidding price each time you create a new ad. It will automatically follow a system that's best for your current campaign bidding potential of your Google Ads account by finding the best possible way to distribute your daily budget. It takes into account a number of things, including your competition, historical ad performance, and the average cost per click in your industry. Bidding strategies take into account all of this data and then determines the best way to optimize your ad to maximize the return on investment ROI or each click that comes through your ads. A solid audience, good. No ad, a solid ad. After you got targeting strategy down, it's time to focus on your ad creative and make sure it's ready. You must include ad in each ad from the headline to the call to action. In your headline, you want to make sure you clearly state the main benefit of your product or service. This should be something that resonates strongly with your audience. It can also be helpful to include comparison between your product and the competition. The main body of your ad should include a clear and concise description of your product or service. This should also include a link or a click to buy button if you can. The last thing to consider is your budget and how much you're willing to spend on each ad. Google Ads allow you to set a daily budget for each campaign, which is a good way to control your spend. Wrapping up, what's next for Google Ads? Google Ads is a constantly being updated and optimized to make it easier for beginners to experience advertisements alike. When you're first getting started, it can be helpful to remember what it is all about the buyer persona. By clearly defining who your target audience is and the way you want, you can create better ads that convert. When you get your ad set up, make sure you have a clear headline, a solid description, and a click to buy button, if applicable. It's also important to keep an eye on your ad costs and your budget, especially if you're starting out. If you have any more questions or anything you want to ask me, just leave them in the chat. Subscribe to my channel. I'm just gonna read out my articles. It's not easy to record things. Although I'm in the advertisement space, I'm pretty much computer bug and I'm always on the computer. And it's hard to talk one to one to people in a digital space. And I understand that, but I'm going to start doing this project. Hopefully, you're going to see me daily, a couple of times a day. So if you have any questions about marketing strategy on a digital landscape, for your paid ads on Google and Facebook, contact me.